Hello friends. So today our topic of discussion is cannula and its color coding. So in the previous class we saw what is a cannula and what are its parts. In today's class, let's see how are cannulas color coded. So the first question arises is why is cannula required to be color coded? So the answer is cannula is not one size fits all. We have different sizes of cannula for different purposes. So that is why for different sizes we have different colors for a cannula for efficient working during our healthcare management. Right? So let's directly come to the color coding of cannula. So as you can see in this table, various colors are depicting the different cannula size. So how is this cannula size measured? So the unit for it is gauge. It is measured in gauge. And how does this gauge corresponds to the diameter of cannula? So more is the gauge, lesser is the diameter. This you have to remember because this is very confusing, but you have to remember just one line. More is the gauge, lesser is the diameter. So if I say that it is a 24 gauge cannula, that means it would be a very thin cannula. The diameter will be very thin. Okay, so having that in mind, let's proceed. So the first one is orange color. Orange color cannula is 14 gauge. It is represented with G. And what is it used for? It is used in trauma and in major surgeries. That is, whenever you're flushing fluids or you're doing blood transfusion in trauma cases or in major surgery. Again, trauma is where you have had a huge blood loss, and the same is the case with major surgery. So where you have to replenish the blood or the fluids very fast, you are going to use a very large bore cannula. So what is it? 14 gauge. Now coming to the second one, it is a 16 gauge. What is the color? The color is grey. So your grey cannula is 16 gauge, and again the use is in trauma and your major surgery. So this is what your gray color cannula looks like. This cap that we had studied in the previous class, this is the cap, and the color of this cap will determine what color is the cannula and what is its gauge, right? So the next one is green color. Green color is 18 gauge cannula, and what is it used for? You have to remember that primarily it is used for blood transfusions. Whenever you have to transfuse blood to a patient, what cannula you are going to put? It will be a green colored 18 gauge cannula, right? Now coming to the next one, the pink color cannula. Now your pink color cannula is 20 gauge, and what is it used for? Now, whenever you go into the wards and see, if you open the drawer shelf where the cannula are kept, the most common cannula that you're going to find is the pink color cannula. This cannula is used for normal IV fluid transfusion. Okay, so whenever you have to give a normal IV fluids or the usual regular medication, you are going to use pink colors cannula. Okay, now coming to the next one is the blue color cannula, which is 22 gauge. And what is it used for? Now, blue color cannula, how are you going to remember it? Whenever you see your feet or even your arms, you see very tiny, thin, blue colored veins. Okay, so you're going to remember it like that. Whenever you have to insert a cannula into a very thin vein, what color cannula are you going to use? Blue color cannula. So, whenever small fragile veins are involved, blue color cannula is used, and what is its size? It is 22 gauge. Okay. Now next one is your yellow colored cannula. Yellow colored is your 24 gauge cannula, and where is it used? It is used in pediatric patients or old patients. Now blue color cannula, we have already seen that it is used in small fragile veins. Now where are you going to find more fragile veins? It will be in the extreme of ages, either very small children or very old age people. So in them, what are we going to use? Yellow color cannula. Our next and last one is purple or violet color cannula, it is 26 gauge. So now we have covered all the age groups. What is left? We are left with the neonates. So neonates are even more fragile than the small children and their veins are even thinner. So we have to use a cannula which is a very thin caliber. So purple cannula is what we use for neonates. So this is the very basic picture of cannula color coding which you need to remember. Now you will say that how are we going to remember this color coding according to the sizes? So for that I have a mnemonic for you and I have it both in Hindi and as well as in English. Okay. So let me share it with you. So your Hindi one is O great Gokul प्यारे, we all know गोकुल प्यारे, बहुत यादगार विद्यार्थी. So otherwise we know who Gokul Pyare is, but just remember him as a classmate of yours and he's a very memorable student. So in Hindi you have oh great, great. You see how it is pronounced great. So you'll remember it is for gray and the next G is for Gokul. Oh great Gokul Pyare, बहुत यादगार विद्यार्थी. So this is the mnemonic for you in Hindi. And in English, it is again oh great. Now here how will you differentiate? So I have put a word greedy. So you know green will correspond to green. So oh great greedy princess. Now you know princess corresponds to pink color. So you know this is pink. Okay. So oh great greedy princess, blow your pride. Right. So you're asking the princess to keep away her pride. So in English it is, oh great greedy princess, blow your pride. So these are the mnemonics for this cannula. So now you know the colors and you know the corresponding gauge of the cannula. So whenever you see a cannula, you will be able to find out, you will be able to remember for what purpose it is used and what gauge it is. Okay, thank you.